What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk and No Premium back with another episode of it's market overview. It's kind of a Sunday sermon, a little bit of both. Guys, this week can't get it to you live with Justin and I just because of some conflict of scheduling, but I wanted to get this quick video out to you just to give you a quick overview of the entire week. As you can see, V-shaped recovery, flag out after flag out, move to the upside. Very hated rally, but the chart says that we're going to continue up. Okay, that's what the chart says. However, we are getting near some very big supply levels, especially on ES and on SPY. So those will be noteworthy. First thing we always do, guys, we always start with the economic data. What should we expect for this week coming up? As you can see, very light week. I'll say quote unquote light week of data. Now there is data this week, but there is no Fed speakers. There's no FOMC meetings. There's no CPI, PPI, or PCE. Right? There's no big price data prints coming out. The only thing that every single week that you'll want to expect, and you should know this by now if you watch these videos enough, jobless claims does come on Thursdays, usually for Thursday morning. That's the biggest pre-market data we have. Other than that, I mean, you can see factory orders on Mondays, pretty much a nothing burger on Monday. Only data 15 and 30 minutes into the market open, so job openings, ISM, and PMI. Wednesday, tiny bit of data, but nothing big, not like a GDP or a jobless. That's a jobless comes on Thursday. So that's a big overnight data you want to pay attention to, right? 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, always 1 hour before the market open there. And then on Friday, no pre-market data, just a bunch of like that, University of Michigan, 1 year and 5 year inflation expectation, consumer sentiment, etc. Excuse me, there is pre-market data, but it is the employment rate. I got ahead of myself. Normally, they put in chronological order, I guess, or yeah, that'd be in order of time, correct? Yeah. So I misspoke there. We do have employment rate. The employment rate, unemployment rate will probably be in there as well. But we have the consumer sentiment. That's I think that'll be bigger data. We want to pay attention to 30 minutes into the market open. So really, other than that, guys, really light week on the data as far as no Fed speakers. No Fed speakers, price data or anything like that, just some jobs data towards the end of the week. Okay, out of the charts here, let's see what we got. Let's just take note. We've had a V-shaped recovery into some demand, and we've just flagged out and flagged out and flagged out, and now we're heading higher. Now we are getting to 4,600 first close, right? First close that we had above 4,600. Now we had the fee. This is the current Globex time, but we had this close here on ES above 4,600. It's 4,603. First 4,600 close we've had since July, right? Is this July? Yeah, it looks like July, all the way back here. So 4 months ago, right? So now we can see that we're getting up to some big areas. So 4620 to 4635. That's going to be my big level to watch out for this week. I think if we get up there initially, we would see a reject because that's what started the downtrend, was this area. Is there some sellers left up here? Absolutely. Do I think it's enough to reverse us and send us back to the lows? I don't think so because of how much just sheer buying we've had to the upside. But I do think this will be a level you want to be respected, right? 4620 to 4630. Watching there for the initial reject if it comes overnight or not. I don't know, but we'll just wait and see for it. Okay, 4630 to 4620 to 4630, right? I want to see there. Levels to the upside if we do break, just giving you a lot of macro levels, 4655, 4670, 4700 from there. I mean, really huge levels to the upside here. But I think something that could happen I'd be watching for is maybe this initial reaction right here at the highs, we get a reject. We come back down, maybe test 4560 or maybe even 4540. We can see that this base, right, is now going to be demand. It's been occupied by buyers over sellers here. So there might be some buyers left over that will defend 4540 or 4560 in this zone. So I'll be looking for a possible reject, maybe a move back down and then a move higher from there, right? That's what I'll be watching. I don't think there's a short setup unless we get underneath 4540. Under 4540, then we have 4500 on deck where I'd be looking for a bounce there, bounce at 4530 if we get down there. But it doesn't seem like we want to have a sell day that's more than like 30 handles on ES, right? So other than that, guys, I'm watching for 4560, 4540 to hold, and we're going to play around this 4620 to 4630. That's the ES chart here. Above 4635, 4655, 4670, 4700. From there, let's go to the Let's go to the SPY chart. Still so many gaps left open. Bears, I don't know if it's a hibernation thing. I don't know if they're scared of Santa. I don't know what it is. But as ferocious as they were to the downside, it seems like they just went away for this upside move. As you can see, just moves all the way trending up. So as far as what we're going to be watching for here, and you got to zoom out and look left, way left. That's not the chart I wanted. You got to zoom out and look way left if you want to even see all-time high area, what we're doing, right? What are we doing over here? That's how we're going to get our levels. You got to zoom out and look way left. So that's how I get these levels above, and we'll talk about them now. So look, we're going to see if this area, zoom a tad bit in here. Okay, this area 4,600, 460 was a big area. We could see we did break this 52-week high. That is huge. That's a huge feat, breaking the 52-week high. That was like that QQQ 388 level. So what happens up here? I would think you would want to see a possible flag out in this area. So like this 456, like 456, 57, 453, think of that as like the ES 45, 60, 45, 40. You're going to want to watch for dips in this area to hold, right? Now we got to break out of this 457. Does the back test hold? That's going to be the first level I'm going to watch, 467. Above, anywhere from 460 to 462, could watch for some sellers to step in, getting a little hot here on the RSI. And if we wanted to, we could see some supply just going all the way back about 3 years, or how long ago was that? 3 years ago, I think that chart was. But October of 2022, so that's almost 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago, you guys could see some of these levels to the upside. Look for a possible arrow. We could see some sellers step in. Okay, I'm going to be watching if we dip back below 459, right? Look at 456, 453. Going to watch those two levels for the bounces. I like 460 for the possible reject, and this could come overnight here. 462, 465 are going to be two major levels above. Now, I only think that there is a short setup if we lose 453, but you got 451 and 448.50 as huge bounce areas. I still think we're in an uptrend. You look to buy the dip. You surely would have been in a good place if you just bought the dip every time we did dip instead of fighting the trend to the upside. All right, to the upside. So watch for this 460 area to possibly reject 462, 465 above. Look for dips into 457, 453, 451 to hold. Now that's SPY. On to QQQ 388 has been that big area, right? Break that 52-week high, come back down, test and hold and flag. Does SPY do the same thing? That was kind of what I was alluding to here at that 457, 459 zone. Do we just break above this area and flag out? Well, you can see we have right here really nicely on QQQ, right? We've broken out and we've kind of went sideways. Now, is this distribution or is this a flag? I don't know. But as you can see, the sell volume or the buy volume up here is rather larger. I don't see this huge selling off of shares or distribution so far. I really only see it for a greater pullback if we get underneath 383. Underneath 383, we have this daily gap. You can see for that pullback. There's where I think your greatest setup for the short trade is. Okay, if it's not going to be rejecting 395.96 up here, you got to zoom out, look way left for these levels as well. Okay, rejecting this area up here, then I would look, right? I would look for the short underneath 383. That would take you down to 378.50-ish. I'd look for the bounce in that zone. So same thing here. As long as 388 holds, 388's been so strong. 386 has been even stronger. But 388 on a macro sense of where we've closed, haven't had any candle closes for like 2 weeks below that area. So if we don't, then let's look high. Let's look to get to the upside back 384. So 388 holds. You're going to want to watch for 395 test to the upside. That's QQQ there. And last but not least, we've got always IWM. Look how strong this has been. Right? I said it about 3 weeks ago. If we want to get a huge run up in the markets, IWM has to get on board. It has had some huge weekly demand down here, about 360 level. You know, we've talked about that a ton. Just zooming out, looking left down here in this area. And now we're making our way back up. Is 199 to 200 on par? It could be. Still have some huge gaps here on the IWM chart, but let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see. Let's look for the back test. 182 back test. If that holds, right? We break out of this zone, right? This little bit of tiny bit of balance that we had right. So we break back to 182 and hold. That's great. Look for the move back to 185, 188, 192, 199. above there. I really only think there's a short setup. If we break through this gap, get down to about 170, I'd look for the bounce here at 170. Other than that, guys, it seems like buy the dippers are out in full force. So many green weeks in a row. Do we get our pullback finally? I don't know. But really, the only high probability short setup is either at a major, and I mean major resistance, or we finally lose a major support level. So get them charted, do your homework, guys. And as usual, you got to wake up early, get your levels right, and of course, not do anything fucking stupid. We'll see you bright and early. Peace.